Hey, and welcome back to my channel of Cooking with John Gruber. My name is John, and I have a question for you. Is it difficult for you to get vegetables and fruits into your diet? They just don't seem to squeeze into breakfast, lunch, or dinner like they should? Well, let me show you a few snack options that'll have you eating your fruits and vegetables. And yes, this will work for children and adults alike. Let's get started. I'm going to just be using one ingredient, and that one ingredient is going to change everything. So our special ingredient that I had mentioned is just going to be peanut butter. Now I like a no salt added peanut butter. You can use creamy or chunky for these recipes. It's all up to you what you prefer. I'm a big chunky kind of person as far as peanut butter goes, and this is going to be our savior to get us to eat a few more fruits and vegetables in our diet. And so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to open up this lid of peanut butter. You know, step by step, everything goes. So let's start with the first one. I have these celery pieces already cut up, and they're shaped like little canoes. And we're going to just make ants on a log, which is an old recipe. So you just take a little bit of peanut butter or a lot of peanut butter, up to you. And you can spread that right into the celery, and you just do it to each one of them. And you sometimes decorate your fingers as you're trying to load the peanut butter into the celery. And here we go, some more. And last one. All right, that was a little too much. There we go. Now, the logs are set. Now we just have to add raisins, and that will be our ants on the log. Now, if you have other dried fruits, like if you want to use just dried cranberries, absolutely. They could just be red ants or fire ants on the log. They're just as tasty, I promise. The craisins, the ocean spray craisins are kind of sweetened too, so they add a little bit of extra depth to this. And you can put these in a container for lunch too. It's real easy to make up. Just make sure it's like a snap lid kind of Rubbermaid container. They will stand up if you put them side by each. If you have to, they can touch, just line up ant to ant and push together. When you pull them apart, they're still separated, and the peanut butter won't stick too much to each other. It will a little bit, but not too much. So I'm going to put these on a plate right over here, because that's going to be my first peanut butter snack. Peanut butter. Now, let me just wash off my hands real quick, and we'll get started with the next recipe with peanut butter. So the next recipe is going to be peanut butter, medjool dates. I'm only doing one. This is like my grandmother's recipe. She used to do these for parties, and I really enjoyed them as a kid. So you don't need much. You just need a whole medjool date, some peanut butter, and a little bit of granulated sugar. And now I'm going to be taking a knife and just cut halfway through the date. Oops, sorry. There we go. Now you can see. And I'm just going to squeeze end to end. And you can barely see that. It's kind of small. And then just, oh, look, just pull out the date pit. So it kind of makes its own little pouch within the date, and then you just pull it out. It has the stem and everything, so it's not sharp. And now we have like this little opening. See, kind of like a little, like kind of like cutting a baked potato in half. And I'm just gonna fill that up with some peanut butter. And maybe a little bit more peanut butter. Now again, these were kind of like party favors for my grandmother. Kind of a strange recipe. I'll be truthfully honest. I might have been the only one in the family that liked these. I was like 4 years old maybe, but I figure I'll share this little recipe with you. All right. So I stuffed the date with peanut butter, and you know dates are super, super sweet. And now it's got like a super, super peanut butter to it. I don't even know how to describe that consistency. Anyway, I'm just gonna take like a sugar here and put it in this bowl. And I won't be using that much. And what you used to do then is just press the date and the peanut butter right in the sugar. I have clumpy sugar. Make sure your sugar is not too clumped. And roll it around. And the amount of sugar on that is nominal. And there you have a peanut butter stuffed date. It's kind of a fun little recipe. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Maybe my grandmother was onto something. Maybe she wasn't. Okay. So, next snack. Okay, so we've got 2 so far. I think I'm doing 4 total. The next one is going to be our strawberries. So I have some strawberries. I cut the tops off, and I'm just going to cut them in half. And these are perfect for that, I want to say peanut butter and jelly craving that you may have. I mean, you've seen my recipe for the ultimate peanut butter and jelly. Give that a try, but give this one a try as well. It's just a little bit of peanut butter on half of a strawberry. Very similar to setting this up for the celery sticks. Okay, and that's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I'm going to do these 3 halves. And to just set that over the edge, you're just going to serve it with some either like plain yogurt or even like a coconut yogurt. In fact, because I have coconut flake right here, I'm going to put some coconut flake here on my cutting board. Oop, oop, oop. Now with the strawberries, you could add like dark chocolate morsels if you want, or you can just smash it right into the coconut, which, let me tell you, that's a great way to get some other amino acids into your system. Wow, they look fantastic. Just taking the strawberry and pressing it down onto the coconut flake, and the coconut flake just picks up. Pretty simple, and they look wonderful. So that's that recipe. All right. Oh, you know what? Because I have coconut on the strawberries now, I can put the coconut top the yogurt. I have just plain yogurt. I can just top that with coconut, and yeah, call it a day. So I have the strawberries in the coconut, or in the peanut butter, like topped with peanut butter and coconut, and then you just dip it right in to the yogurt. Can't spend all video eating though. Let's do the last one. So here's an apple. It's actually a sweet apple. I think they're called opal apples. Kind of like a genetic mutation. Kind of looks like a Granny Smith, but it's not. I promise you it's a sweet apple. And we're just going to be cutting this in half. So I have the two halves of the apple. And I'm going to core out the center using my melon baller. If you don't have a melon baller, you can just use a knife as well. But the melon baller works great to get out all the little seeds. And once again, makes room for more peanut butter. And you don't have to fill this all with peanut butter because it's kind of scooped out a larger hole. And you don't have to use peanut butter. You can use almond butter, sunflower seed. You can use tahini if you want. That's a sesame seed, a roasted sesame seed kind of spread. Whatever, cashew butter if you have the bank for it. And then the last step I like to do with the apple zem is dash a little cinnamon on it. Now, if you've ever noticed that I tap my cinnamon container or some of my spices, because the holes are a little too big. And so tapping it kind of gets just a little bit out all at once. And I'm just going to cover that all with some cinnamon. Okay, so we have apples and peanut butter and dashes of cinnamon. We have the ants on a log. Again, a simple peanut butter recipe. Strawberries halved, coated in peanut butter, then dipped in the coconut flake, served with your yogurt. Oh my. And then also the peanut butter stuffed date. If you use peanut butter in the date, I suggest to use a crunchy peanut butter to give it more of a texture, but you can do whatever you want for these particular snacks. And that is how I get a lot of my fruits and vegetables into my diet, is just by making it part of my snack. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time on my channel. I love you all. Come visit me again. I'll see you next time.